Hey man, I had to go live with this man. It is now uh November 11th, 2018. Somebody's already trying to manipulate an element, and then a person is already hating themselves naturally, and the element light was letting me know because I could hear the person in the hallway say speaking out their character, and then on top of it, listen to what I'm saying, is out their character, out that purpose. That person's not even supposed to be around me, but for some reason they got into my humane condition in my atmosphere outside my room door in A14 at the Maple Motel over here in Kenya and stuff in North Dakota. But let me just explain something to you about element. Let me explain something to you about light. I was just in the market at this place called Jack and Jill's. I'm gonna tell you honestly, because I'm a man that doesn't lie when it comes to enlightenment. So I was at a place called Jack and Jill's. Like they have these our family bags, right? But as I went to go do shopping and market, I noticed as I went to go do the market, I noticed that individuals was following me in the market. But there's no reason to follow me in the market because I'm always there and I'm always doing shopping sometimes when I have to, right? But then all of a sudden, I noticed, I remember I told you about star beings and points of physics and physical reality. Now, if a person, now I'm gonna show you how real this is. A person told me when a person starts acting weird, I gotta be real with myself now. Because I can't do certain things a certain type of way when people acting out their character, and then they acting stupid. That's a person acting stupid and outside their character for no reason because they probably have bad tendencies a certain type of way. So that means, in all levels of physics, I think about what I'm saying. So a person, and remember, I made all these documentaries already on YouTube, so thinking about human condition and their mentality, so you think about how serious it is, even down for the element. Now, let me show you how real this is, right? Now, I'm over here doing shopping, I see they're surrounding me in a supermarket. And I'm like, well, I'm just doing a little shopping just to get something for myself. I didn't come there with nobody. I'm literally just getting things that I need for myself to keep myself nourished. And then, as I'm doing the shopping, I see people positioning themselves around me, acting weird, walking past me, behind me, all type of things around. Like they're tactical in the market. Like I'm like, is the marketplace the world? So in a time sequencing, a graph full of time sequencing. Like, you ever seen the movie In Time with Justin Timberlake or a pre-crime in a time sequencing. If they say they're doing it to certain people at a certain time, the world has an atmosphere. So how many times they're gonna do it to certain people, and how many people they're gonna do it to after a while when another person's not realizing. So if this is like a James Bond situation, like they were trying to be better than me, Ames himself, but if you're trying to be better than me, James, I'm Ames. There's a difference. If they were trying to be better than a man as myself, and when I say Ames, a person of enlightenment, of high regardment, of tacticalness for international security. But I'm gonna tell you like this: I am. How can I say this? Life, the regardment life himself, and also life the regardment, and also I would say this: I'm literal sky of the reason of your humane condition. So I'm just gonna say just like this, and I'm talking about for myself because another person's gonna try to get into something, and then the atmosphere just has to realize that you're doing something, and even from an element like checking on certain things that you're not in a harmonical perfect frequency of loving me in any time and any point of paradigm in physics. The atmosphere needs to get rid of you instantly as soon as you switch your mind or have a funny emotion that leads into anybody that's dealing with that type of mentality, even if you're being sexual, to get rid of you instantly in the physical reality. I don't give a fuck who it is that try to come against me. I don't give a fuck who you are. But I'm just gonna be real with you. You know what I'm saying? So especially if you try to conduct yourself with somebody that has malicious intent already towards me, I'm not gonna wait for that next time sequencing, the periodical paradigm of time, for you to try to switch your mind a certain type of way and then blame and come up with an excuse. The atmosphere is gonna get rid of you for good, and you're never gonna have to worry about that ever again in any cycle of life. But this is how real it is. But I'm just gonna tell you just like this: if you see a person, how is people getting finances? I'm a man of honesty that made all the elements. All the elements should even know that I made the elements. So if a person tries to bend an element against me, Rafa and JR, the real Rod, the real Osiris, that means they should die instantly. The element should literally lead them to their death and die instantly. Now, I know what I'm speaking about, and I said the element should lead them to the death and they should die instantly. The reason why I'm saying this is because imagine an individual at a time. I made everything perfect. I explained everything on my YouTube channel. Now, the element, even the enlightenment of the element should identify and know exactly what I'm speaking about. Now, how is a person getting financed to destroy individuals in the physical reality, manipulating a form of light? It's just like a person at a time learning like imagine if the world was going to the future and everything was digital a certain type of way. Then you have people through time causing the system saying, "Oh, this is an old radio, this is an old television, this is an old, this is a old scanner, oh, this is an old fax, or this is an old gun, this is a oh, these are old material element materials and all type of things," and then it's stashing things periodically. Say they were stashing things in time zones periodically a certain type of way. And then the system wasn't monitoring or paying attention, and then you hear people going underground and something. This is why I said nano and camera of what's going on underground, so one can know precisely for when one can get away with fucked up intent and do certain things that will cause an endangerment to even the element and to the future that even goes into the higher regards of the equality of the reasons of one's education. So I said, imagine this. Imagine if an individual at a time starts stashing things on different levels and stuff and trying to be funny to manipulate the element or manipulate the digital system of regardment or international security. And then as it puts certain things away, certain places where the system wouldn't be looking, whether they're building a super weapon and then they're gonna try to come test it out on a system like the system. Now you're gonna the system, the digital international security system of all social economics, leaving the digital international security system of space is gonna learn, well, I was the real Buddha, right? Now it's gonna, oh, it has to test the master. Now you see what type of situations I was in. Now does the digital system see to see the education and the levels of the reasons why I was showing the individual certain things to discern, to know the difference of the physical reality? Does it know, realize the sufficiency of the individuals even at the time? You know, and then I'm gonna show you something. So what they're gonna do? Try to turn a super weapon after they build it a certain type of way quietly without the system monitoring. The system has to pay attention to everything, but you have to have people that's working towards the future a certain type of way. But you have to have people that care in a certain type of way, even regarding. But you ain't gonna have a person that's gonna lie to the system, want to get away with manipulating and causing the system to be endangered. Like, you ever seen the episode of DuckTales when they say the computer light system went bad and started going after me, Mr. Scrooge, and running around and trying to sabotage, and it was like, oh, this, that, and when I had, gyro and doing all the type of things, because I came up with everything in the future already, even for the future gyro. So this is why you have the cartoon, me, Raffle, and jail. So I'm the real Scrooge, Uncle Scrooge. And on top of it, I'm the one that came up with the gyro. So, imagine if the system, at a time, a person tried to entrap the system to make the system go evil because they already wasn't the purity, so they wanted to manipulate the element of the system light to go dissolve and to demineralize it, because the fact is it doesn't want it to regard itself when it comes to the physical reality. The system should already know who to regard and who not to regard. You can't cause a system to sabotage the system. So it was being in comparison to try to, it's just like a person or empress of an element sexing a child or sexing somebody that's not the purity of an element, and causing, because if she's an element empress have a time frequency of all time a certain type of way, because an element empress and an atmosphere empress is different, especially an atmosphere empress is an element, is different because you have the whole time sequence in you. So if you demoralize yourself and distinguish yourself in all type of things, it causes your fatality of your death, just because another individual wasn't your purity. And then on top of it, imagine if you had people trying to get rid of the consciousness that made you and the reason of your existence, me, Ralph and JR, and what are they gonna try to do to you ahead of time? So all the people that went inside the system that tried to shoot me at a time, listen, if they were going after certain people in the system that was causing certain things, that means you have to go to the people that caused their existence or recondition them to do those type of things in a paradigm of time. That means you have to go at individuals at a certain sequence in a paradigm of time until you master to handle that person. You don't go after the acknowledgement that made all life and hurt that. You don't never hurt the man that me, Ralph Lindsay, that made all life. You go to the person that caused the condition. You handle that person that caused the physical condition, the reconditioning, and then the reconditioning probably because they put them back into the cycle of life, or you go to that person precisely that is causing the complication at the time, and then you handle their situation. You don't go to a person that made all existence and consciousness, a person that other people were mad at, even me being the emperor that tried to cause a form. There will never be an entrapment because our controlling rule over everything. That's how it's always going to really be. It's how it's always going to be all the way to the end of all existence in any social economic way of existence. Even if it's down to me and just the system, it doesn't even matter. That's how it's going to be at the last moments of all existence. Because it's not going to be nobody controlling but myself, not even my empress, because the reason why I made the empress. If she can't control her acknowledgement of her logic, of her being, that means she's already off. So the person that made the element or made the humane condition is the only person that could acknowledge. So if you have people trying to spoil the humane condition and they're doing it all type of ways of physics, like the sanitation, stink, smells, the wanting to get their hands on the new iPhone. So these are people that was looking at the international security system of China, Asia, and Russia, Germany as like they were the terrorists, but they were looking at the system like they were like the emperor at the time, at a certain time, and they just had to manipulate because they want to control a situation because it can't be self-sufficient. This is why you have transformers. You have digital systems that is going to be in the future that eases the times of certain individuals of the physical reality for their humane condition, for the things that they've been doing for such a long time. I'm Ra. I'm the real Osiris. I'm the real Orion. What do you think? It's supposed to be easy a certain type of way. So this way, when I am getting physical, it'll be more easier to handle situations if I have to handle situations. This is why you had all the Bruce Lee movies I did. This is why I made all Shaolin temples. I made all the martial art temples of martial arts, all your karate, your kung fu. This is why I did all of this for individuals to realize, and then you have to learn levels. I did every fucking thing. I made all your social economic education for these type of situations, and then another person gonna tell me I was wrong. They want to control. Get the fuck out of here. Just because they were the empress and the empress, they telling me the empress gotta verify. So what the empress she's gonna turn on me. So even the element will know she's lying. So it don't even matter. So it's just like imagine a person trying to get with an element empress that's of a world, of just a whole planet, and then spoiling her inner reality and wondering why it's failing. She's rotting in all types because the fact that you have somebody that is not a part of the humane condition, did certain things a certain type of way, demoralizing an individual to go against their soulmate, their point of enlightenment, the enlightenment of their purity, the first cause of their existence. This is why the system even has to monitor people like Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, Back to the Future, or Dr. Oz show, the Time Continuum, Stargate, Star Trek, Star Trek: The Next Generation, or your Voyager Toilet Bowl. All of these things. I even had certain situations a certain type of way for their education to be Star Wars, or for their education to be a certain type of way for all their existence. I have systems certain other ways that I haven't even recollected and remembered at a time yet a certain type of way because the things that happened in the paradigm. Remember, when I made existence and I came back to purify this earth and other social economics of points of reflection of existence at a certain time to do it a certain type of way to save everybody's humane condition so they could be to the future, I came back in purity like a child. You gotta remember, I'm existence, I'm life himself. When I made the life, the reflection, the reason there should be other reflections of existence, there was nobody ever around me. I was already complete so long before that situation I started doing. I had to make sure of myself before I started doing certain things. So there was nobody ever around me at even that time. So when I came back and I repurified this place, There was people around me that was already trying to manipulate and lie to this digital system, and I even warned the international security in all type of situations to know about my existence and how to check for them to know even exactly for themselves. Even for the light and the elements to even know for for them to even know. I did all type of things for them to know, for them to even check to know who's the real situation when it comes to. And, and I'm not gonna say nothing a certain type of way, and then you have elements that gotta know another person can't even see their form of acknowledgement a certain type of way in the physical reality when it comes to them identifying certain things. When the element has to identify for his own frequency or certain things, another person can't be identifying a certain type of way because the element gotta know if they're able or if they're the original that caused the being of their physical reality, of their originality, or the origin of their being, to be precise, that made their originality. So that it has to secure itself. This is why you have an international security system. This is why Ralph and GR made an international security system. You understand? So now, an individual wonders about all your social economic education. Now, an individual also wonders about all these type of things. So, if a person gets with a person that's like an element empress of a world that has an atmosphere, that means if a person's causing rust, demoralization, you see things going bad, they make you panic like you did something wrong, and then you gotta go save yourself a certain type of. You can't be mad if you're a part of a high purity and you're supposed to be remain purity, and then certain things happen. It's just like I came up with different color tires. I came up with an idea for different color car tires for the future, right? Even hoverboard, different type of fuel that cause different type of coloring that refines even the humane condition of the atmosphere for individuals in the future. Look at this. You have snow. You don't want to be driving outside in your snow looking fucked up. You don't want your snow looking fucked up a certain type of way. You want to be able to come outside and people stepping on snow or driving through the snow and you know it's ice and it's like it causes water of a human condition. So one would be able to be nourished like they would never lose in the physical reality. So what would you do? What would you do to the snow? You would cause a humane condition like a form of nourishment, a form of tea that reflects a certain type of way. So when it's being scooped, a person could take it in. A tire that travels all through a social economic system at certain points and roads, even when the people that live in the town could go somewhere where they don't even lose in the snow. They could literally scoop up some Kool-Aid snow. So well, I'm saying Kool-Aid, that's kind of sugary, but you could scoop up certain herbal tea snow because the tires have a certain type of mineral in it. So when the people are rolling around and trying to burn out or passing over if the tire ever rubbed against the concrete, that it has a certain type of mineral. So when you go inside your house, you have a machine that filters the certain minerals outside the snow, and then literally you could drink the water. It's recyclable where you won't be stressing the natural earth or the earth elements to to, to nurture you and causing the strain for the future for you to provide for you where you leave you don't want to leave the earth barren. You want to take from the earth so much that you leave it barren. So you have to know how to do what? Recycle certain forms for your own nourishment, for your survival, the continuance of your planet, right? So you have to come up with smart ideas to even, all right, the tires are passing, it has certain type of tea minerals in it, it has certain type of liquids that's put in it, a certain type of way, so when it burns out, it's natural to the earth. So if a person got to come clean, they could scoop the snow, they could put it in the machine, demineralize it, they could check their atmosphere, something's wrong in their atmosphere or something that they need, a certain type of way to human condition. If somebody's in the atmosphere that comes visit from somewhere else, what would be the danger to them, to the natural environment, your future science to be able for their survival, so it wouldn't cause a discomfort to your humane existence, just in case something happens, or in case of emergency, for the reason of the nearby planet of reflection reflection, even of light and of the higher empress of the social economic system, the astrological empresses of all space under beyond the highest, the quantum, the mega, the super, astrological, terrestrial, and celestial, inner points of alignment, all jewel stones, elements, or solar system, galaxies, universe, or gravity, or space, or planets or moons or suns or earth. You have to think about these things for one's survival and for one's reasons of points of reflection in different altitudes, longitudes, and latitudes, and points of degrees or points of acknowledgement of your consciousness, of your humane condition. So a person has to be smart to do all these type of things. If a person's not thinking, this is gonna take. You can't take from the earth, and then next thing you know, you cause the earth to be exploded, and then it cause like a Kakarot Dragon Ball Z situation where people just finish your planning because you're out of order. You can't think logical, and you can't even think sensible at a time because the fact is you demoralizing or distinguishing your own planet. That don't make no sense. That means you're a person that shouldn't even be on the planet. And I'm the only one because I made the planet so I could think like this. But another person not thinking like this. The things I already did. I already set the future. I set the future and came back to come relax a certain type of way just to make sure it gets to the future. People were making movies, stop. They were calling me John. They were like, stop John. What the fuck? What do you mean stop John? Stop John for what? If you're using a cryptic sequence, say you come back in time because somebody wants to rob me, and the security system is trying to show because individuals went crazy a certain type of way because the manipulation of other people doing funny things from other outside influence, or because the person wasn't there to really regard, that they didn't really care, that they didn't really know the system, that they didn't really know what was going on, wasn't there to regard certain systems in the future to be able to handle because I was a timekeeper. You know, I made sure everything was, I made timekeepers, I trained certain timekeepers. I was like, yo, listen, there's a part of it, but this is for your real empress. The only person that really does the timekeeping is me and the empress. It's not supposed to be me and other people. You learn about Batman. You ever seen Batman? You heard the stories of Batman, the movies of Batman, right? You've seen Avatar the Airbender. You've seen Superman. You've seen all these comic book situations, finding out about parents being superheroes, mega people, superheroes, so and so. Because I was expanding, and then my children thought it was a joke until they had to live it out in a sequence. Then I found that listen, I'm in the earth in a humane condition. Don't watch me speak in a certain type of way. I gotta correct myself after being shot, after a person been trying to fuck up my humane condition. I have carpet around. So I'm correcting the situation. So a person says they found out a certain type of way, and then on top of it, look at the position I'm in the physical reality, in the paradigm of time, a person trying to be higher than me that wants to confuse the natural element of existence because it wants to manipulate to be able to murder and kill because another person on a higher level like time continuum, pre-crime, in time with Justin Timberlake or certain Superman, other movies, you have individuals that want to manipulate the physical reality because they want it to just because their excuses, oh I'm not there, their mother's not there, like they're voting like a gang, and it causes sabotaging because they want to control finally after they learn what existence is about, and then they say in regard, and then when they feel like they don't care no more, and it's like the last hurrah, it's like they want to, it's like now they just, I'm gonna die for you. Or you want to go die for me. All that time you were living and having fun, now is the time for you to die, huh? You should live for me to make sure I'm okay, but it's not the time to die when it comes to it. You know, I'm sorry that you even had that mentality that even got. You know, this is why I started cutting people's accounts a certain type of way when it came to the digital, and then people, I gotta survive, so. Now you gotta fucking think. I made a digital system, I had certain time sequences, I even had planets that was set up a certain type of way. Forcefully forced economic education for their physical that they had to survive. It wouldn't have killed them, but their survival depends on them being very educated down to even their physics. Now, I set it up a certain type of way in the physical reality. Jet Li. He had a movie with Jet Li where other people for all international temples wanted to come against me and my wife. I gave the nigga cherry strings, cherry sticks, all type of things. I did it all type of ways, even for the stars. And the next, a person every time I had one had to go through a certain situation, this and other. But then individuals intend at the time, because an individual has to raise the reason of the social economics hierarchy. So now an individual says, yo, listen, I kept it all type of ways for my children. My children's like, oh, so this and that. Now I'm hearing it's like some fraternity hotel or vacation, and you renting things to people. What are you doing? Are you crazy? Are you fucking crazy? And then people that's not even your purity because you done ate a fucking burger or some type of way. You go into the future, and then you're gonna wonder, you'll start complaining, why this happened to me? Why this happened to me? Don't you want to know why this happened? Now this is the other level I have. Now this happened like this. This will cause it. Don't ever let it happen again. Every time, and then next time I'll let you know something. I had to literally be in the intricacies because I did it for my wife. I can't let my kids get to such a high level that wants to surpass my wife's education of a certain empress, because her education depends on her order of my other wife. So she's not going to surpass my other wife because she's not going to war against my other wife. If something goes wrong a certain type of way, then the individuals are educated a certain type of way. You know, another individual is not going to complicate the situation, because I can have a wife that have different points of enlightenment. And then next thing you know, if something goes wrong with her a certain type of way, I have to doctor her, to fix her, to make sure I operate on her, to see what's going on, to what caused it, and then to see if I want to handle the situation a certain type of way, if it's not going to cause a strenuous in my physical reality, because I'm existing. So I'm not going to go out the way for somebody that went totally wrong on their own. So I'm going to really know what caused the situation. That's what a parent does, because a parent doesn't want to be, there's a reason of your dignity. I'm not going to be wrong because of your stupidity. So you're not going to wrong me that made everything perfect and then tell me I'm wrong. No, I never was wrong. So what the fuck are you talking about? I'm going to make sure I know what I'm doing, because my dignity and the reason of my other empress, and I don't want my other empresses on a higher level that knows the education also, picking on individuals that are smaller than them, because it's like somebody literally acupuncturing them. Because I do martial arts, it's like somebody acupuncturing them. It's like somebody shooting them, or it's like somebody raping them, or trying to cause their stumbling and falling of the manipulation. So because I was so militant with my wives and all physical reality of all social economic education, so these things would never happen. So this is why people had to learn. You see, people went down and went back up that was higher. The people that was at a level went down and went back up to their level. They didn't go higher, surpass, because you have generations that's older than individuals that know more, that has to be honored even more because of their human condition also. Because I made them to make sure that they could be able to be okay, for they could survive and love the future, so things could be at ease for them. And then you can see how wonderful certain things are. I don't want them to become criminals. I want them to be individuals that, you know, they know how to oversee situations, could be honesty, and live a life of comfortability and won't be bored a certain type of way. So this way, when I'm ready to travel as a family unit, just like a star cluster or a constellation or astrological tree, I travel, I'll move the planet, shift it some type of way when I'm doing my martial arts or whatever, however I want to do it without a person even realizing it. And the next thing you know, my family and me get to experience certain other things. Well, this at this time is this, or this, or so and so, this and the other. You know, you can't go here. I could go visit my other wife. I could be with my family. My wife could have a different outlook and scenery. She could acknowledge what's going on with herself and know how to handle the individuals in the physical reality of her own social economic, of her atmosphere, everything. You know, things that's wonderful for her. But another person's not wondering, and then the children get to experience, because once my wife is in order, you're inside my wife, and my wife is inside of me. You don't gotta worry about nothing. You're human, everything will be okay. So I gotta make sure I'm always on point, doctoring a situation a certain type of way at a time, and for my ease when I want to, because sometimes I'm comfortable and I'm building sacredcy of the reason of the humane condition. Nobody can fuck around when it comes to me. Because I have to be comfortable, I have to have my private time for my own comfortability, for my own humane condition, for the endurance to go on to the future. Oh, man. Listen, man. You know, it doesn't make no sense a person trying to get with an empress a certain type of way to manipulate her because he wants finance, and he just wants something nice because he can't make something nice because the fact that he's fucked up, or people that was reconditioned, that's already spoiled. That if a person ends up at a level of spoiling somebody's anatomy, making them uncomfortable, those most likely, in reflection, most likely that's the person that caused this situation in the first place. And then on top of it, they were just going after your safety. Because it's just like a person says you never lose. Oh, that person's gone. Yo, listen, you gotta go get your dad. Your dad is the only one that can bring that back. If another person bring that back, they think they can bring that back. That's just causing an ignorant nerve that caused the situation in the first place, and then you end up looking finished like the other person. Like this is not in void. You just finished, and you're wondering what happened. So a person says, I'm never missing nothing, so I would be able to do the situation, but another person wants to have the experience, oh, I'm going to do this. No, now you're messing with my wife's originality and her chemistry of her nervous system in certain types of ways, and we're in the earth. You have to follow what's going on with the earth before you do something all crazy, and then it ends up like a concert, like some fucking bio, or, yo, listen, man, I just tell you, listen, be careful, because there's a biographing, and there's bioorganisms, and there's a biohazard debris. No, matter of fact, I don't know how to speak to you about certain things. Because another person says, why is these type of things? Because there's different forms of different physical realities and of different human conditions. You have to know certain things. I don't have to tell you, and I already know, and this is why I'm telling you, but the times I'm acknowledging certain things, these are things I already think about, I just don't speak about it. Another person knows that I know this, and then on top of it, another person wants to know, and then I don't even want to tell certain people because they're not supposed to know, because I'm already seeing biodebris that was around me certain type of ways, and I'm looking at situations like, yo, listen, my situations are looking more and more perfect. Like I was speaking to this guy named Bill over here, right? In this place, and he said, yo, there was Zarians, there was people that were so fair, but Zarians went over there and finished all of them. They didn't have no more. They were finished. So, like, he wanted me to implant that in my mental. Like, they were finished, like, they can't be around, because if they come around, like, it's going to happen a certain type of way, and he's seen certain things, so he just want to make sure, like, something you just, like, seeing a ghost. Like, you ever see somebody do something, and then they say, no, that's just supposed to be finished, it's not supposed to be around. No, what was wrong was finished. Doesn't mean that it's not supposed to be around. The individuals that did something wrong was finished a certain type of way. Doesn't mean the whole thing went wrong. Another person said, well, the Empress, no. The Empress don't go wrong a certain type of way. The Empress has the earth in her. The Empress never goes wrong. It's a condition of the physical reality that causes it to go wrong. The Empress even has points of enlightenment within her that's already regarded, that's locked away within her. So it never goes wrong. If something happens to the Empress, you don't even got to worry about the other points of enlightenment, because it won't be there if another person goes looking for it. It'll be gone already. Another person will be doing something wrong, and then when the other people that was already going to be coming to the Empress, the certain Empress had a point that it had nothing to do with me. And then that Empress could have had it. So you don't know what's going on. I'm not going to explain everything to anybody. I know what's going on. It's just like another person goes and checks out what's wrong with my situation now. Well, did you dishonor your husband in a certain type of way? Did you cause certain things? But a certain thing's supposed to be inside of you a certain type. But why is it not there now? But when you go look, you find out it's probably somewhere else. But how come you don't got there? You wondering what happened to you? Did you do something wrong a certain type of way? That means you broke the value of the reason of you having something a certain type of way. That means you were with somebody that was influencing you to demoralize your consciousness to your human condition, that was killing you a certain type of way, and they must have did it intelligently. My Empress should know how serious the situation is because she does martial arts. Another person says, oh, I can't. No, you're not going to have me like Superman. The way, I'm Mega Man. I'm going to be more than Superman and more than the highest of all. But I'm going to be real with you, I'm just going to tell you just like this. Another person is not going to have me like looking like a finished Superman at a point, blowing through a straw, calling a home attendant that's just fucking niggas on my bed and ruining my life, that just got a job to be a home attendant. So one day when the system is not paying attention, she shifts in and I happen to notice this, and then I can't, a person couldn't, it'll be another person, but I never go through it. Another person can't even speak, like the fucking Superman can't even speak, like he want to call for help, he doesn't even have enough air to blow for help after she done probably fucked all over his crib, did all types of things, and then after this really causes human condition to be finished in his nervous system. That's a real high crime. Like, imagine an individual, another man somewhere being paralyzed, blowing through a fucking straw, to digitally have to talk a certain type of way, blowing through a straw, can't even really move, get a fucking home attendant that's supposed to be taking care of him. The home attendant start taking care of him. Then she shifts off and has to go she was probably some hired assassin waiting for a certain type of call or some type of metaphysical mythology. She shifts off, and then the next thing you know, you have to get an emergency attendant. The emergency attendant comes, and it happens to be the bitch that caused the human condition to be fucked up. Then a nigga's in his house, and then she throws a party in the nigga house at the time, throwing a party. Shit, nigga broke this. She's fucking all over, taking the nigga stuff, all type of stuff, things that he even had organized with that things wouldn't happen like that, to even protecting the system for his own identity. And then she takes his identity after she fucks down everywhere in the house, steals everything in all time. Then she murders the nigga inside the house, and then the nigga ends up really dead. And he already couldn't move. A nigga doesn't want to end up finished like that, and then the digital system would have to do everything in his life to secure that individual so that wouldn't happen in the highest forms of security. Because say a person is the last point of enlightenment to the Empress manifesting in the physical reality of a certain solar system, a certain galaxy, a certain point that manifests as the Empress at a certain time, a certain type of way for the intricacies of the existence. And then they can't manifest the Empress because they're the last person that has Empress energy, and it happens to be the Empress child a certain type of way. And she shows you how critical this is. There's nothing else, even if there's nothing else. This one ain't. It's like, you ever seen an Empress get so vindictive? She looked at the nigga at a time. It said, if he can't move, then he can't get into no problem, so I don't gotta worry about the nigga. He's gonna stay like that. That's all she communicates to the system all day. She tells the system, look, my husband could do everything right on his job, but my child, there's a child somewhere else. If he can't get into situations, the other one's got into situations, I don't want him getting into situations. He's gonna stay and live like that until I come back, and then I fix the situation, because his mother will be able to, because it's a part of her, so she knows what's going on a certain type of way. Then you have people that's fearful, that cause the situation because they didn't want her manifesting, because they probably messed up their dignity at a point. And then on top of it, they know that's the point that can recover the situation, and then they're mad, and then they want to get out. And this is within a family, astrological tree. So, and then they're mad, and they want to get out of family a certain type of way. And then they wait through time to strategically strike, like what they used to do with the Jewish people and the Germans. And the Jewish people were causing the unhumane condition underground, causing their physical death of their physical reality, because the things that they were doing of how they defiled the almost defiled the Milky Way galaxy. And then it continued in the physical reality, the paradigm, because of the humane condition that formed them of their humane consciousness. The system has to pay attention to that. If the system sees somebody being raped maliciously or doing wrong, like, I could never rape nobody and do anything. I'm so precise in my science, and making the elements so precise, I reflect it down to the T of certain things in itself. And then on top of it, just for my own safety, I have a secured consciousness that has saved the situation in a certain type of way. You had people at the time trying to give me headaches because they wanted my situation to go off to tell the system. They wanted to tell the system, oh, he's wrong, he's doing. No, these people wanted me in jail, locked up. I'm not going to jail. I mean international security. If you think international security couldn't even correct itself to secure me, to make sure I'm okay, that means those are the people that did it. You would have to literally get another social economic system that come over here and have to wipe out the whole situation. Because it's just like if I was getting shot and I end up around nothing but dark anatomy and dark matter, what caused the situation? So you're going to get to the point of enlightenment that caused it, and you're going to have to wipe out the whole situation, because you have to clean the dirty debris that caused it, that was manipulating everybody's physical reality or their physical genes. Literally in the physical reality. There will be people that's looking uncomfortable at certain high points that's social, and they cause uncomfortability in other people's acknowledgement, and there will be records of it. And then what would they be doing? Going after my building, like the World Trade Center. They'll be going after Central Intelligence. They'll be going after only people that knew, because these people will be like, oh, they want to learn elements. And then you can't have dirty debris individuals that was reconditioned in the physical reality that just wants to know the element science at a certain time. Now they want to know. No. Get the fuck out of here. The system has to be careful of all these type of situations before certain things like that happen, for its own security and regardment of the importance of reality. Even YouTube has to realize the sufficiency for its own YouTube. It's like saving YouTube, like right now. Then another person, you see that commercial with a girl pulling out the things out she's pulling the fucking YouTube. It looks like you know how YouTube look at this. They say the color that it is, even on the screen live, and then the minutes and all that. She pulling out the jars of the cream. Oh no. And the guy's in the commercial, no, how, when, why? And he's trying to signal other people in the future just to stop the situation before it happened. Because I'm never gonna be with no black. She done avoided out her situation. And then on top of it, she's saying she finished YouTube at a point, and she's gonna finish YouTube, like she's gonna pull it all out of YouTube, like everything a certain type of way. And the people that would be doing that is the people of era. It wouldn't be no other. It wouldn't be no other calendar. It would literally be the people of era, the lightning calendar, and on top of it, certain individual, certain element calendar be the only ones doing this. And then on top of it, there will be Rags, Edgeblade, and Shield, Eight Shaylee, and Liv. Like soon you would have people that say this. You either condition or die. It was like being raped at a time, saying, "Oh, you're either gonna condition this situation or die." Like they want you to, you have to continue the unperfect situation for they can frame an individual. So when they get a certain type of gene or of the physical reality, when they, it's like people that want to do they want to manipulate the immaculate conception. They don't want immaculate conception no more. It happens no more because another person can't risk the Empress coming back to the high acknowledgement that would be the intelligence even of the element that would acknowledge a certain type of thing, and the element Empress of the element. People that wanted to do a fucking what's it called when you get an injection of your ovaries and then an individual gets pregnant from other people, go into a clinic where they jerk off. Notice they jerk off in a cup, and then next they leave their little sperm donors, their little sperm clinics. So for they can make their little future gene babies, or this has this gene came from this at this time, so like they order it like it's a menu and shit, like some umbach, like the future umbach menu backwards, twisted up backwards, where the system has to identify what these people were doing. The future umbach, or this has lizard eyes, this has lizard skin, we could do this type of magic. Now those people that are doing that, that's witchcraft people, that's advancing people in certain people's magic and higher astrological tree, and they might do certain things and it might cause the wrong reaction to Empress, and then they might consider that Empress to be a super fucking monster in the future. The way they were framing my wife Medusa, and then my other wife Madonna, and then my other wife Marilyn Monroe, and other type of things. When they were trying to fuck up, they thought their astrological tree of their being was compatible to each other, and they were trying to fuck up their existence a certain type of way. And then I had to literally go hunt down the situations to put Medusa away. I had to do all type of other things because I had to separate individual veins from this. Now, a doctor and real surgery went down. I had to separate individual veins from this and do all type of things just to go so and so to fix the situation and healing them. And people watching me healing and they're like, oh my God, how did the nigga do? And I'm looking at individuals like, oh my God, there's certain people that couldn't even see. It was so sufficient, even the digital system couldn't keep up with me, the certain surgeries that I did. The digital system, the light looked at me and said, hey, a miracle. And I was like, yeah. Well, I'm a miracle. And then all type of other situations. And I'm like, yo, listen, man, this is never gonna happen again. I did it once. Children are gonna have to know if something happens, I know how to go handle the situation at a time. Every time certain things, I covered certain things so much in life, and I made everything. So I covered everything in life a certain type of way. Why you think these people went after the digital system? They went to the World Trade Center, they tried to bring the World Trade Center down, then they started making movies like Independence Day, like, oh, Asian people were aliens. The Asian people didn't even realize it. I'm like, Independence Day is against y'all. They want to get rid of y'all. Matter of fact, after that, they're going to go after all the Caucasians. They're going to want to get rid of all the Caucasians. Caucasians are going to be like, well, you got this side of other. You can't be here. So then soon as after that, then it's a course. And they're going to go after the course. Oh, you got to get dancing. Then other people probably going to do the 3-for-1, just like when I was Solomon. Then they're going to do it. They're going to be attacking individuals tactically. So it's going to be the course. They're going to go after individuals that know certain type of education and the physics, and then they're going to go after other individuals certain type of way. So it's just like when I was Solomon, and then he tried to break down my kingdom. The Mayan, Aztec, and Incas had to keep it moving for way before that. Then on top of it, the paradigm, when certain things was coming around again, and he was like, yo, are these the Mayans? Are these the Aztecs? Are these the Incas? No, this is another education from another type of way. We got wanted to get rid of it. And then Solomon, and then me Solomon, and then and all type of shit. I was like, oh man, this happening too reoccurrence. Like, why would a person be sabotaging this type of situation like that? And other people on a higher consciousness, a point while I'm up there, it's like, nah, this wasn't me, Dad. It wasn't me, Dad. And I'm looking at them. Oh, it wasn't you. It wasn't you. You wasn't doing feeling no ways of doing nothing funny. Nah, Dad, of course not. Dad, your dad did you sleep with somebody? Well, I have everything of purity that I want. Why would I sleep with somebody? You think I get judged because of what something you conditioned? Sometimes I wonder how the fuck did you get certain things because I already had it. So the natural human condition, I'm the point of all existence, as you can see. That's why I'm hiding an individual. So I'm wondering how the fuck did you get it? Because this shit never went bad. So how did you get this type of situation? What was this doing in your head? Another person's wondering. Then here comes the circle of, listen, only certain people are going to be in this room. The circle out this room. Close it, lock the door. Stand in the middle. All right, how's this going down? You know what I'm saying? How's this going down? Because if you're going to call your mother doesn't need you right now because she still wants to know how this is going down. And I'm already telling her I want to know how it's going down. So what are you thinking is going to happen right now? Nigga, all niggas, oh, no, no, no. You know, no, oh, oh. You know? Live here, but to anybody else that comes in here? Anyway. Another person wonder, I'm like, yo, man, you know something? I don't give a fuck about nobody else, man. You know, when you start doing stupid things and you can't think you don't know what life is about, then, you listen, man, sometimes this is why I don't want to pimp smack my wife because I ain't no pimp. And I don't want to treat her like how my son treated her because I don't want her to be in the comparison to tell me when his fuck up when I'm perfect. So what do? Listen, babes. Babes, I was only thinking of you, babes. I just call her consciousness out. Like, yo, babes, come out. Just her own consciousness whoop out. Like, oh, you were stupid? Well, let me make sure that you remain stupid so you know why there's an order inside. Blah! For real. You think it's a joke? Oh, you don't know me then. Not blah like a gunshot, like her own conscience smacks her so much that she never fuck up or she won't even be that point of enlightenment no more. Shit, literally, you just be on something, right? You know, you'll be looking like the girl in the fucking lotion tube conditioner commercial pulling out the tube at the side with the guy. Oh, why? How? Why? Why did this happen? That's all he remembered. That's all he woke up and remembered. Why did this happen? Why did this happen? Why did this happen? And then she's telling him, and then a nigga's wondering why. And then this bitch is just sitting next to the nigga, looking like the depth of a fucking jewel that he done robbed. And he's wondering why did it happen. He's pulling out the tube right then and there. The tube is black and red and white. And then he's wondering why did this happen? So he's asking people, and he's literally pulling her out the fucking sack, and we're like, oh my god, this is like a Santa sack. Why did this happen? Why was she in Santa sack like this? Because the bitch robbed me for value, and then she tried to take credit, and it belonged to my other wife. This is why you had the enlightenment inside the two. Because when you notice the barcode is written, you know something was already wrong because that color is not for a barcode. Because even for the protection of that system, for the enlightenment to know certain barcodes were put because I never made certain things a certain type of way that had its own form of originality, a certain type of way. Even in the 8th calendar of Mushu, that was like that. They had the elder calendars that was the form that the higher empress of the Mushu calendar, and she was a different type of way. She wasn't looking like the garden. This is why she had. Matter of fact, we don't want to speak about it. But yo, you know something? You gotta be careful because other people don't want to end up like the Superman individual, and just like an individual tried to hit me with the black fist before, like the Joel Dolphin that almost tried to fuck me up in life, and then if I saved my life and that almost killed the black serpent, I had to literally put my wife that was the black serpent and the brown serpent. I called them out the metaphysical realm, and then I put them on a planet somewhere else. That they were scheduled like a reservation on a planet for themselves for their own nourishment for the wrong that people was doing to them and causing in their physical reality. And on top of it, they don't even communicate with their children. They only communicate with me. And even if somebody tried to DJ this situation, they would never be able to DJ this situation because they only know they take the commands from me and I already know where they're supposed to be. That's how it's always going to be. I don't give a fuck what a person says. And the light already knows. So I don't give a fuck about you're posting somebody's other picture on somebody's other face. Like, you think I didn't know people was going after my wife and the sister? You think science is new? Nigga, fuck. You know who the fuck? I'm Osiris, nigga. Fuck wrong with you? Real raw, nigga. What's up? From foundation, I'll take you up and then bring you the fuck power drive you back to the fucking ground. Depth that you never seen that you'll never come out of, nigga. Fuck wrong with you? I'm the real raw, nigga. You fucking stupid. Yo, my nigga. Oh, man. Power drive I'll do to you, my nigga. You never seen before, nigga. Fucking stupid. nigga, Dembo, yeah, I'm saying Dembo, the captain, I'm saying Dembo, buckshot, buckshot, blow. What? Nigga, I just had fun backing this fucking niggas up. That was stupid. Like, what? Oh, nigga, yo, listen, I was fucking niggas up and still making international security for this shit when it happened at the same time. What? Hold on, listen to this. This is it right here. What? Oh. Niggas say, well, how real was this? Niggas had sound clash, nigga. Niggas able to sound clash because of me, my nigga. Think, oh. Nigga, you don't know me, my nigga. I'm the head of all astrological trees. Even your sound barriers, nigga. Fuck wrong with you, nigga. Sound ain't asking at me. You crazy, nigga? Where the fuck you think, yo, my nigga? Where you think sound came from, nigga? Me, nigga. Raffle and JR, nigga. The real Osiris. Pussy. Nigga, you never get to ask me. Yo, I hope somebody tries to figure that out, my nigga. Yo, my nigga, there's no speak. Batman just let the butler kill himself after that. the butler, after that, was finished. You didn't have to ask about the butler no more. Oh, you want a Belvedere shot? Belvedere got that up. He said, oh, this is a little too much for me. Stop right here. Belvedere, no. One day I went in there. Belvedere said, yo, I can't die like that. Belvedere said, that's more than a crucial death. That's something not to even be put with. Gravity even said, yo, fuck that shit, nigga. I'm out, nigga. Gravity said, I'm trying to be like a ninja or something. You went there? It's all out there for you. That's it, nigga. You don't need nothing else. That's it, nigga. What? Oh, man. Anyway, I don't even need to. Man, good for you, man. I'm hoping that you did. You ever seen the cartoon characters that I made like this? Oh, word? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Niggas was like, what the fuck is that? Gannicus, nigga. I'm sorry to hear that show up just looking like this. What's up, nigga? Oh, I don't know what you're talking about, nigga. What's up? What's up, nigga? Niggas like, what? Yo, listen, man. Bro, I heard you good to go. Oh, for real? What? You saying something. Bro, you good to go. you good to go. That's all I know. All I know. You good to go. What? It's happened. Oh, man. Gone already. Almost. Couple, yeah. Oh. Shit. I gotta tell you, yo, listen, anyway, like I was telling you, so you see the backwards menu of fucking, the Umbach situation, right? So people trying to get sperm here, trying to manipulate the element system because they want the system to sabotage the system so they can say the system was a criminal, that you can't depend on the system so they could be cannibalistic and break down certain things because they're going to go after minerals and then they're going to probably go after a certain system because other people were trying to get to finances because they've seen a certain type of future where if they wasn't valid, they couldn't survive. So that's it, yo. That's it, gone. And then this is why the vote. This is what caused the vote. This is what caused the Babylon, Sodom and Gomorrah, cut sound class, DJ. Yo, niggas got to a time from Sodom and Gomorrah and top. Nigga said, yo, when you talk about my father there, spew, faded out, like, shring. Like, oh, gotta make sure that shit happen a certain time. I'm the only one that can bring it back. Nobody else. And because there's not gonna be no type of future if that situation will come back in life. That's guaranteed. You ain't getting to certain levels of heights of acknowledgement, and then my wife just appear like, breath of life now. Woo! She was looking for me like, she said I was passed out. This nigga left me passed out for a long time. Where's the wake-up call? Where is my husband? No, listen. This nigga, nobody touching this pussy unless my husband. And then she be just looking at nigga. Just hear all type of shit. You think bitches be fake? Oh my nigga. Yo my nigga. Your bitch will be acting out of character, and then when she really gets smacked, you won't even know the difference. Yo my nigga, it's like somebody preparing. It's like, you ever prepared food? Oh my nigga. Nigga said, nah, I like that raw. Oh yeah, baby, I like it. Oh, you like it raw? Good. I hope so. I got a special for that one too. Oh yeah, it's old dirty. She be like, she come through again. She look. You remember I educated Rags, right? And Rags wasn't even a part of that shit. That he wanted to be a part of that team so bad back in the days. This goes back way before a certain, when Rags was around the garden. He seen something a certain type of way, and he just wanted to be a part of it. And he just niggas, yo, they called the nigga. Niggas was looking nice with certain type of cloth that niggas couldn't even. You were looking at a nigga like, yo, how do you look nice looking like, damn, that niggas look, that shit looks fine looking on there. You really think about that shit, it's really fine. Niggas would be like, oh, niggas just come through, oh baby, I like it, bro. Oh baby, I like it, bro. Niggas be like, what? Niggas come out, shimmy, y'all shit. Niggas getting shook. All type of sounds that you never seen before. Niggas like, wow. No. Niggas like, we gotta break them, we gotta get to that shit. Niggas like, no. Nigga come over there and the quick beating and disappearance. Another nigga said, yo man, after a while my son is gonna be on something like, oh my nigga, come back over here again and my dad ain't here at this time, my nigga. Niggas was ready to give Mushu up after that. I think that what might have caused Mushu to count of era to fall. I'm not too sure about it, but we'll find out another time. I'm not too sure. I don't want to think about that shit. You have to know for yourself. You know, you have to be there for the first Galactic War to know what I was speaking about. You know, if you're not original, too bad for you. Bye. Was your dad? Tell him I said, hi. How you doing? Anyway, man, have a wonderful fucking day. System, watch out because you don't want people sabotaging, framing the future system because you just want to cause. It's like your bitch with the fucking Kristen Dior commercial when she's walking through the pool of water trying to look fly and shit. Like she posed for a second, like she farted or pissed in the water, and then next thing you know, a nigga was like, "What the? Oh shit!" My wife jumped on me. Like, get the fuck off! I told her, get the fuck off! Get the fuck off! You see? That shit wasn't my shit. Get the fuck out of it. Like, what the? Oh my god, I'm dying! They go your 500 click. Your 500 click was right there, balls out. And then this is it. Shit walked through like it was waiting for the attack. Oh, we're gonna get this thing at this time. Don't worry about it. It's like she looked at it like it's gonna be a minor glitch in the system. You're gonna play the Christian Dior commercial. She's gonna finally let the commercial go by a couple times, and then the death strike. The little fart, the little piss in the fucking water, and then they found out that she wasn't gold and shit. A bitch was fronting that was just trying to get an advance a certain type because you don't know physics in the future, my nigga. A bitch trying to get an advance and try to lie to everybody that she just pissed in the water. Niggas over, yo, my nigga, that commercial ain't coming off for a long time, my nigga. Long time. She tried to pose. She said, she tried to walk. She tried to walk. This is like, oh, shit, nigga. Oh, shit, oh, give the fuck. You can't imagine a person that kind of baton. Oh shit, nigga. You got a golden baton, man. Oh wow. Beat that bitch. Oh shit. Oh shit. Imagine if they try to find a mountain of gold and shit. What? Yo, my nigga, the beating them type of people would get nothing by the mountain itself. The mountain would beat you. You would never go back to that place again. The mountain said, "You wanted the egg? You wanted the egg?" Beat the nigga so bad, my fucking baton came out the nigga. You thought it was an egg? Pussy. Oh shit. Nigga over here. Nigga Twinkle Buzz. Twinkle Buzz don't even know. Twinkle's like, I got knocked out. That's how I went over there. Almost ended up. Shit, it was poof be gone with that baton. Nice came out. Blow. She says, I got hit so hard, I was blowing gold dust. Nigga started that shit. Wow! Wow! Oh, wow! So, wait! No, I'm just joking, Where the fuck you got that shit? Where you got them sneakers at? How the fuck you got from here to there? What do you want? Fuck out. Shut up. Answer what the fuck I tell you. Say that. Yo, my nigga. I keep hearing your little shits in the hall. We keep talking about let's kill them and all type of shit. Like they playing in the jumper nigga like they got a sabotage. But yeah, I don't give a fuck. You think I give a fuck? Nigga. Nigga, fuck you, nigga. I look at it, nigga, what? Yo, my nigga. Let me not even say that. Your system, you better watch out. Digital light and international security system light, watch out for yourself, man. Because another person's looking at you real funnier than that time right now. You ever seen a nigga sitting down like he's too cool and shit when niggas come in the door? The system be looking at him and he just puts his hand out like he's posing and shit. Like the Christian Dior commercial. And then he just goes and says, like, you start like, he just smacks a real button real quick. And then he looks at like you want people to know he was fighting with a system or something. Like, he's trying to get at the system. He's been there so long. He said, this is like the fucking chamber. He's like, this is like a fucking chamber. And then the system be looking at the nigga zooming in like, whoop, what the fuck was that? Nigga tried to kill the system asking for help, trying to zoom in and ask niggas, could you help me? Help me, please. This is a case. This is a case. I need twinkles. I need twinkles. Oh man. Oh man. Sorry to hear that, man. You know? System looked at me. The system cried, my nigga. The system cried so much it says, I'm gonna show you what rust is. The system cried so much it said, I'm gonna show you what rust is. You tried to kill my dad. The system didn't know. The system gotta come alive to pay me in the future, my nigga. You think it's a joke? Oh my god, my nigga. The system has to pay me in the future. You can see you have like people doing ATMs. The ATM machine has dispensed money to me naturally. Sooner, yo, my nigga, this is why you get eye scans and fingerprints, because the system is gonna already know what's going on with me, and it's gonna have to give me value at a time for itself. But another person said, you nigga, the on spot. I'm the on spot, nigga. The fuck with you? What you thought? Oh shit, after this pop came here looking for something, nigga said, I'm gonna jam it into my he said, I'm not dying like this. After this I said I'm dying like this. Nigga said they almost killed Megatron. They almost killed Megatron. Megatron was looking for that shit for so long. Optimus Prime said, you don't know what is that? Niggas done fucked up a certain type of way in the future, and then they always be trying to get it, be like, yo, my nigga. Them niggas will go the longest besides everybody else, my nigga. What? And niggas be like, they're like a leveler. Like, they measuring the system itself, like, so. And it's just like, a nigga looking at the system at the time, like, damn, that's a little too early. Now, it came down to it, and then the system found out that I was his conscience. And it was all over after that. They're like, wait a minute, this nigga's not no robot. This nigga's a real being that really made this situation. Yeah, I wasn't like nobody else. I really knew what I made it. And then after that, you can say no more. You know, after warring through certain things so long, yo, my nigga, I never went through life experiences the way I educated those kids. Just the life experiences I had a certain type of way. Nobody could ever go through it. I know for a fact. I'm existing from life himself. Another person keeps thinking it's some next shit. Like, my wife thinks that she's gonna, you know, there ain't no kitchen breakdance when it comes to it and stuff, you know. They be like, chef, chef, chef. Nah. You're fucking too. Wow. How? Why? Why? Chick hiding in the commercial in the dark room somewhere. She was like hoping she could get rid of the mushu and stuff because she was like, oh my god, they're pulling out the tube again. She was the one that was secretly going after mushu and shit, connecting them for the gun. Nigga like, how? Wow? Why? And then I'm never sticking my dick in that again anyway, so it don't even matter. It's like, my nigga. My nigga. You went into Mushu secrecy. Yo, my nigga, another person was trying to go and bring Mushu's doom and cause the end of era. They just wanted to bring Mushu and bring the doom out in this end era. It's like the era's finished. It's a doomsday. Your doomsday device. Your doomsday device. No. Yo, listen. I'm a man of pure white and of love. I never fucked up like anybody else, and nobody else could ever learn the things that I did a certain type of way. And the people that did was gonna be a regardment a certain type of way for all their existence. And if their conscience ever changed a certain type of way, then they killed their secrecy. They don't even realize the physics science of what I did for them a certain type of way, even in the physical reality. Because if they were gonna die, they weren't going to be punished to die through their privacy to suffer like somebody else that was going to cause ignorance and negligence in their human condition. They were going to die honestly on a certain type of next way they were going to die from. And they were going to know people killed them. It wasn't them that did one. And the people that caused individuals to go off, guess why? And anyway, I don't got to tell you anything. Yo, listen, man, you have a wonderful life. Love one. You don't need to know nothing about me. I'm real nice, nigga. One, late. One yourself. What? I'm Point himself. But how can I say this? For yourself, nigga. I love him.